welcome to the Cosmic Download. I'm Anna Francesca Celestino, and I'm joined by Simone Butler. We're here to give you information about June 2015. Simone is a wonderful astrologer. She's a master astrologer. Her specialty is really helping people to identify and actualize their purpose. So if you're looking to figure out what's going on in your life, who you are, why you're here, and how to bring that into reality, definitely you want to talk to Simone.
Well, thank you, Anna. And Anna Celestino helps people live a more soulful life through her coaching and healing work. And what I love most about Anna is what an amazing intuitive she is. She is able to see things about you that you simply cannot see for yourself, and she will tell you the story and help you paint a picture of both where you've been and where you're headed in a really articulate way. So I definitely recommend her work.
Thanks, Simone. Well, Simone and I have been talking, and we both felt like we couldn't move forward with this month's energy without at least saying something about last month. So all I have to say is, phew, I'm glad it's over. That was a crazy month. I mean, I had to move out of my house. All kinds of crazy things were going on. So, Simone, what's your take on it?
Well, yes, indeed. It's been rather a difficult month, mainly because Mercury has been retrograde, and it was retrograde in its own sign of Gemini, which makes it extra potent. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but what it's been doing is bringing us back to situations from the past that maybe we thought were handled, and showing us that, this needs to be redone, and we need to go deeper, and we need to, redo things. That's really what it's been about, and will continue to be about through at least the 11th of this month, June, because that's how long Mercury is retrograde, and then it takes another few days to start moving forward after that.
That's great. That makes sense. And I know from last month we talked a lot about reclaiming yourself, so that I guess that's a part of that energy as well, bringing out your true self, remembering who you are, so kind of cycling back around and bringing back the lost pieces of yourself. So we're ready to move forward into June, and my theme for this month was find your footing. What I can say is that the first feeling or word that came up for me this month, don't get scared, but the word was fear. And I think that the reason that word came up for me is because there's movement happening. I think last month we started to get unstuck. And so now we're starting to feel movement. And any time we start to feel movement, a lot of times our inclination is to grab hold and not move. So we want to really go with the movement this month. I know it can feel a little bit scary, but just remember, you asked for this. You asked for something to be different. You wanted changes in your life, I'm assuming. And so we're actually getting the changes that we wanted. And it's going to feel different. It's not going to feel the same as how things have been. It's going to feel different. So we need to really just recognize, okay, unfamiliar territory, sit back and enjoy the scenery. You just don't want to stop the movement by grabbing onto things and trying to keep them the same. So really, this month is about finding stability and finding the things that bring some consistency to you, so that you begin to feel a little more grounded. So, Simone?
Well, speaking of grounding, I did indeed follow through on what I was telling you I was going to do last month at the Taurus new moon, which is I had some friends over and we built a labyrinth in my backyard. I did not even realize I was building this labyrinth so that I could be walking it every day as a spiritual practice. But I tell you what, it has kept me so grounded, and especially while this Mercury retrograde is going on, which can kind of scramble your brain a little bit sometimes. The nature of this month to me really is split in two. There's the retrograde completing through the early part of the month, through the first 2 weeks really. Then we have a very powerful and liberating new moon. It's actually officially on June 16th, but don't do any rituals on that day. If you're going to start anything, do it on the 15th. because the moon is void all day on the 16th, which is not favorable. So consider the new moon is June 15th. It's a Monday. If there's anything that you want to begin, do it then. Mercury's out of retrograde. Gemini is about any communication process. If you want to start a series of classes, make an important announcement, do some marketing, even start a journaling practice, that's another super grounding, wonderful thing to do. Do it at that new moon, and it relates to your knowledge gua in feng shui, which is when you walk in the front door, it's just to the left, and the color is blue. So light a blue candle in that area of your house at that new moon and set an intention for what you want to have happen, because there's a lot of movement in the second half of the month, lots of forward momentum, lots of Leo, fun-loving energy. Venus and Jupiter in Leo, it can be very playful and extremely communicative. Tremendous positive ideas are coming forth and want to be actualized in the second half of the month.
That's great, Simone. I think that's a really good reminder in terms of the reading that I got as well. It's really easy to get focused on the fear and the stressful piece, but really the idea is to let go and enjoy the ride. Definitely toward the end of, or the second half of the month, that's a great time when we can really kind of get used to the feel of things being in movement and really start to enjoy it. So that's a great thought.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about what I see as a way that people can integrate the energy and really a way to help them stabilize this month. The question I have is, where is your support system? Who's in your support system? Who or what can you count on? The more things that you can do that you have either consistency with, whether it's a spiritual practice, walking the labyrinth, even exercise, meditation, or connecting with friends on a consistent basis. Just knowing where your stability is going to be super important this month, because then as everything else is in flux, you're okay. You go with it. You let things move around you, but you have that infrastructure that sort of maintains some stability. I thought of, a dancer when they're doing their turns and they have that spot on the wall, and it's a place that you can keep coming back to so you don't get too dizzy. So that's the idea with this month of having your support system, having that consistency, a place to keep coming back to and reset and ground so that you don't get too dizzy.
Wow, I love that image. That is beautiful. We don't normally think of the support system as being our grounding, but it truly is. And literally there's no earthy energies in the second half of June in terms of the planet. So that means we do need to definitely create our own grounding, and having people to support us and practices to support us is a tremendous way to do so.
Great. So my closing thought is that stability can come from accepting instability this month. So just accept what is and go with it.
Wow, that's beautiful. And I don't think I said what my statement or my thought for the month was earlier, but it is know yourself. We are going through a process right now of reviewing the past, at least the first half of this month, to get back in touch with who we really are and decide what we want to go forward with. So know yourself, ground yourself, and then move forward after that new moon. All right. Well, this has been so much fun, and I would love to invite everyone to visit my website and get on my mailing list so you can receive my bi-monthly blogs in which I translate what's happening in the heavens in hopefully a very entertaining way. And while you're there, be sure to sign up for a consultation with me so we can see what the planets have to say about whatever's troubling you or whatever you want to plan for.
And I hope you'll take some time to visit my website. Drop a note to me if you're interested in doing a private reading with me. But also I'd encourage you to go ahead and sign up on the site. It's free, and you will gain access to all the free material that I have on my site, as well as some really fantastic coaching courses. And be sure and drop me a note. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great month.